everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Pixel Heroes Byte and Magic. It's $8.49 on the Steam store right now. It's got that comical, like, off sense of humor, and it's definitely different from the Bitfather. They had an interesting trailer from the 80s, kind of programmer in the basement kind of thing. But is it worth your time or money? That's what I'm still trying to answer at this point. I'm a couple hours into the game, and I'm not sure yet, and I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to start anew at this point, because this game is hard, to a certain extent, because of the way that they put some of the things together. So Campaign 1 hard, okay. So we're going to look at the tavern here, and we're going to look at 3 heroes to hire. Alright, I don't like these heroes in terms of who I really want from my team, so I'm going to re-roll here. That may be what I want. Definitely like the fact that Thelite here, the Skyborn Ronin, intelligent. Oh, but 2 intelligence. That's okay. That's definitely not. It doesn't suit her character at this point. Aveline, plus dexterity, plus intelligence. Okay, that's good. Priest. Just looking at my options here. Fighter. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Dwarf Fighter. I'm going to hire him. I'm going to hire my Skyborn Ronin. And then either the Priest. I do like some of the stories that are behind here. His ex got a restraining order because he has this questionable bush. He always carries burnt noodles in his pocket for good luck. Okay, so I can choose him, or she also eats Clean River with joy because of her childhood. She always carries black stones in her pocket for good luck. The Sweet Crepes is her favorite band. She doesn't believe in skepticism. Actually, I do like her abilities at this point, so I'm gonna choose her, the Enchantress. So I've chosen Punchy, Ovaline, and Grata at this point. So we're gonna go. Everybody else gets, sort of pissed off that you didn't choose them. So this is my team, which I'm going to take into battle and hopefully save the kingdom. Well, sort of. We have our town crazy man here talking about the end. The end is nigh, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to read this. I mean, the story is comical, and it's more comical with the little things that happened along the way. Let's talk to her here, Lily. Little girl looks sad. My cat, Mr. Meow, ran away. Do you think you can find him and bring him back? Oh, of course we'll find your cat. She seems shy but thankful. Why is he in the boneyard? Why are these cats always in the boneyard? Okay, so we can go into other things. The casino's not open at this point. The temple is where you can resurrect characters, and I want to get into an element of that because it says in the trailer permadeath. Not so much. Oh, we have equipment here, but let's look at our equipment first. Do I have anything? All right, so I want to give strength, dexterity. I'll give you that. Ooh, that's a really bad one, even though it's got immunity. Dexterity, I'm going to give to you. And you need something else in your other hand. So let's go. We'll go to the weaponsmith here, because I do need her to have something else in her other hand. It's not two-handed, is it? I can't even tell if it's two-handed. I think everything is one-handed. I'll buy that. I'll buy the shield and see if I can give it to her. Yep, cool. So, gave her a shield. I can worry about giving everybody equipment, but trust me on that. It's not gonna matter. You're gonna get a lot of equipment. It's part of the problem of this game. Alright, so we have a guy just sort of flashing his chest here. I can go to the library and get new skills and spell books, but I don't really need to. So there's a couple things you can do in town, but you'll find out that you really don't need to. Maybe with the exception of the priest and bringing back characters. An anthill in the middle of the road. We have to make our way to the boneyard, so we're questing here. I could either pour boiling water into it or ignore it. Well, I'm going to pour boiling water into it. You get 1 experience for each of the ant you kill, even though you committed a huge atrocity against nature. Well, was it worth it? Yeah. So we killed 18 ants. Now, that was some simple experience. Okay, let's continue traveling. Yeah, you can get experience from not actually even fighting in this game, which is sort of cool. It sort of seems random, though. You see a taller, dark silhouette. It seems to be looking straight into your hero's eyes. Stare back. Short while passed, your heroes fell asleep. The creature is gone without a trace. Creepy. Oh, well, it's unsettling. All right, continue travel. So yeah, these little events, I do like this little, like, build up into the dungeon portion, because it's just like, you know, it would be like going out onto an adventure. Old golem totem, goblin totem. I can destroy it, pray to it, or ignore it. Well, I'm gonna pray to it. It's their best guess. There's a faint voice reaching out at you, but you're not understanding what it's saying. Okay, good. Experience? Okay, sure. So, it is random every time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that if you find the same item, or same totem, for example, that it'll do the same thing every time. It's really just randomization. Alright, so this is my team here. I'm gonna go into the dungeon. First dungeon here. Enter the room. And our first enemies. Now, combat in this is basic RPG with some different elements here. So, for example, I'm going to have Punchy use his axe on the Skeleton Warrior. It's a turn-based battle system in terms of your team goes, then their team goes. Now, when you attack with someone, they're resting for the next turn, so you can choose somebody else on your team. Magical Dagger or Acid Rain. Let's go with Magical Dagger. Hold on. Can I not hit anybody with it? Oh, yeah, okay, so yeah, there we go. Hit him with a Magical Dagger. He gets hit. Zombie uses Nibble. Ineffective on Punchy here. Can't use Gata skill, so I'm gonna actually attack with Ovaline here. Range is whether or not you can reach the back characters, so something like a spear will be able to reach that medium character, the second position, while only an axe will reach the first position. So you want to put your like warriors in front, your more nimble characters in the second slot, and then your mages in the back slot. Okay, so I can't do that. There we go, hiya. And it is done. Simple enough, right? Now, here comes the fact. Okay, so experience in gold. I got the Holy Jerkin of Adequicity, the Dreaded Shield of Salvation, and healing potions. Okay, good. Definitely like the healing potions. And here's where things get a little bit interesting, because... Alright, so strength and fit, okay. Shield. Now, each character acts differently with the equipment. So, for example, it looks like that shield is better for the dwarf. 27. Well, let me look at... Oh, look, she's got 19 instead for that shield. So the changes of the stats are based off of the stats that they have. So his attack power is 53% of the stats, plus 5%, I think this is, hold on, magic, and then 5%, I believe that's agility. So each item could be different for each hero. And so somebody with a bigger attack is going to use that a lot more effectively than somebody else. So I'm going to give this guy the shield at this point. And Holy Jerky, blah, 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 whatever. All right, so he can't use it. I like it. I like it. It's more shiny. I'm going to use it. Even though it doesn't make any difference in terms of the actual character's look in the game. Oh, hey, look. It looks like there's a totem here. Or some kind of prayer. Looks like this requires minimal faith. Alright, well, our biggest... Oh, okay, so minimal faith. So I think I want to use somebody that doesn't have a lot of faith, so I'm going to use Punchy. Oh, he incurred the wrath and almost died. Yeah, let's ignore it and leave. Because I need to heal now. So, yep, that didn't work out so well. But that's fine. No battles in that room. I guess that's a plus. Sometimes it's confusing on what it wants. Like minimal faith, does it want faith or does it just take a minimum amount of faith? So the way that they word things is a little bit weird at times. Now, each character has a skill set too that they can use. So for example, I can use Butterfly Strike. Cool. Now, it takes 6 turns to recharge at this point. That is also out of battle. So if I win this battle in under 6 turns, and go into the next battle, it's still recharging. So you have to use those skills wisely, which I do like. It can lead into situations where you've got no skills left to use, but, you know, it's sort of the, okay, well, you took that for what it was. All right, used Acid Rain. Got one more left here. Status effects seem to be huge in this game because they work after every round. And when I mean every round, I mean every round. As in, you go and then status effects are applied, and then they go and then status effects are applied. So you have to keep that in mind because status effects do a lot of damage to your guys. All right, well, man, he had a Talisman of Snakeskin, a damaged armament, and more healing potions. You know, we're getting a lot of loot very early on, aren't we? I'm being facetious here because of course we are. Okay, this gives immunity to poisons. I actually want to give that to somebody who's going to really use that. You've got a Ring of Mediocrity, so I'm definitely not going to give you anything else. Alright, I need to use the potion on my Ronin here. And we're going to go forward. Now, those status effects, what I wish they would do, you'll see here, this is how many turns it takes for that effect to, like, go away after it's put on. There are a lot of status effects, and one of the things that are annoying is that until you get a grasp of what each status effect does, you'll want to, like, you know, hover over and see if there was a tooltip saying what it did. There isn't. That's something that could vastly improve this game, because having to see what each thing does, like, well, okay, this does what damage? Hold on. Yeah, see, it plays really weirdly in that case. Now, elements. You see this circular portion here. So, for example, I've got this spell that is Leviathan. It does good against people who are aligned as Phoenix. Phoenix are aligned as Griffin, does good against Griffin, Griffin does good against Worm. So it's the whole Pokemon kind of, you know, different spells kind of thing. So I'm going to use Acid Rain here. It's ineffective because it looks like they are Worm. They're from the ground at this point, which I should have guessed because, they are skeletons and zombies. All right. Well, hold on a second. Is there... No, it's a Griffin. I don't have any Griffin weapons. So you may have to change up your equipment between battles to be most effective for that dungeon, because they usually seem to keep elements towards each other. Now, what I don't have in this party right now is a healer. Now, I do have the skills in terms of protection, but that may come back and haunt me. Physical damage. Nibble. Ineffective. Okay, cool. Let's smack you in the head. Skeleton Warriors down. Simple RPG gameplay, and after coming off a game like Darkest Dungeon, this is really simple. This is a game to play in the background, but honestly, it is sort of too simple. You do have the skills, but it's a game where it's just like, okay, you're going through, you're grinding. Heroes have reached the next level. Some heroes do better with certain stats. Okay, if I put 1 point into life, I get 4. If I put 1 point in intelligence, well, I only get 1. So it's sometimes good to just put the points where it seems to do the most damage at that point. I'll put a point into dexterity, and I'll put some points into life because life seems to be important. Let's put a point into life, and let's put a point into intelligence. All right, she doesn't actually have anything in her head spot. Maybe we can... I got a Flycap of Tiedemann in that last battle, so that could be useful. And she could use that bonnet against the blood immunity. Bone. That doesn't really help me. It's a range, but eh. Physical? No. Okay. I'm going to keep on going here. That's what is some of the annoying parts. You get equipment after every battle, and it seems like you have to do that. So, okay. Let's go and continue here. Alright, so that didn't do so well. So, yeah, let's see if that skill's recharged. It is. So, it is a little bit... I want to say boring. I mean, for an RPG, it doesn't keep the storyline going. The storyline's sort of random. It's your typical 8-bit RPG, and with the fact of the matter is that with a lot of RPGs out there, well, it's got a cool, unique style in terms of, like, some of the extras that are going on and the extras in the storytelling. It's a typical RPG. You bash things. Simple enough. Nothing really else that stands out, unfortunately. Alright, hit him with the knife here. Simple enough. And we get 3 more loot. You get pretty much 2 items of loot every single time. And that's part of the thing. Now, I did get a Griffin one, which I believe is good against the worm type. So I'm definitely going to want to give... I'm going to give you that instead of the bleeding power. It's got a stun as well. So we'll take that, luckily, and we'll continue on. The whole menu-driven system really takes you out of the experience, too. It's sort of sad, actually. Alright. Smack. You don't feel involved with the story, unfortunately. Now, is it straight up an RPG, and then a classic RPG? Yeah. But you still feel sort of out of place with it, especially compared to some newer ones. That stun didn't really last long. Alright, attacks the zombie. It's dead. No, it's not dead. That's interesting. Alright, let's use a skill of his. Let's you become as hard as a rock. So he's hard and witty, so his defense has gone massively up. And that's good for the top slot, because he's usually taking a majority of the damage from what I've seen. With the comparison of ranged or other enemies, that could change based on, you know, what enemies you're facing, of course. But a lot of the enemies want to do melee first, and so you really need to pay attention to the first slot. Ineffective. I need to take out that slot because that's not doing anything. Well, with at least this dungeon. And that's where I think part of the flaw is the fact that it seems a lot of the dungeons are elemental, which, of course, you know, if you can just, you know, use your skills wisely and use your equipment wisely, then that seems like it's pretty easy to deal with now, isn't it? Alright. Oh, we got a Prayer of Destruction here. Notice how I'm getting equipment left and right. And now I'm almost to the point where I've actually filled up my bag. So that's a little bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, you see, and equipment just comes left and right. It's almost like they needed to sit back and say, what is more effective? You know, what exactly is more useful for the player? Giving them a bunch of equipment or not? So, okay, let's look at the spells here. I need to get rid of that one. Ooh, a healing spell, that's good. I will take that. Alright, keep on going here. We're almost at the boss, and I will finish off this run and then sort of end with my closing thoughts here. Alright, let's see. Let us use that shock portion, because that was effective. 27, effective. Disease. That's really problematic. She's sick, and I don't remember what that other one is. Heavy damage when the parasite hatches. So she'll take some heavy damage later on, like 3 or 4 turns down the road. And in fact, she's already in trouble. So I think I may need to heal her. And that's not a very good effective healing spell, sadly. Alright, we're going to attack the swarm of flies here, hopefully get rid of one enemy. I don't know what that is now. And, yep, there's that parasite coming up. Alright, you hit like a halfling. Yep, I know I hit like a halfling. I am a halfling. Not halfling. Alright, frenzied. Okay, so they're angry at this point. Oh, so this is actually making you a little bit more, I think, aggressive. Reduces defense, but deals much more damage. Okay, let's just shock. Does that apply to... Look how much more damage that did. It did a 33 on the first hit. And you really want to take out the ranged characters first, because, again, it seems like the tank character is going to be what you want in that first slot. Now, there's different strategies you could definitely play too, but it seems like because of the way that they put the system in place, that first slot is vastly important. And that's a negative I have for the game, unfortunately. It's... Oh, where do I put that? I'm gonna just give you more intelligence. Alright, let's see, what else did we get? We're actually almost full on our backpack. And we've got one more set of the dungeon to do, but I also know that I won't be able to take everything if I don't ditch something. Well, let's drink a potion, even though that's not going to do anything. Let's get rid of this, and you have to actually drag it to this portion here. Let's get rid of that. Ooh. Immunity to that. That's actually really useful, and I will take that and put that on you. And, ooh, a foreign carapace. That's actually a lot better than this, so... It would be nice if you could, you know, compare back and forth rather easily, but sadly that's not the case. Alright, boss time. Bosses seem to be the same every time. And if you know what you're getting into, I forgot to heal Gata. That's stupid. Now, you can't use potions during battle. That sucks. So, you only have the ability to do that. Alright, I'm gonna protect... can I protect everybody? Yeah, start it off with a protection spell. Give everybody a little bit of stuff to deal with. Poison is gonna be big in this battle. Let's see here. Let's use the Blade Dance. We're gonna use a good amount of our skills in this battle. Just the scratch. And parasites, poison, sickness. Yep, status all over. Bash an enemy with your shield? Of course I will. And now he's actually physically damaged in terms of he'll take more physical damage. Alright. They're bleeding. That parasite is going to be a problem soon. Let's give you Frenzy and heal you a little bit. That parasite is going to hit them. This is not good. Let us Butterfly Strike. We're going to use all of our skills as much as we can in this point. And there we go. You see, that's major damage. Oh, he healed himself. That's good. It gives me a chance to maybe... Okay, let's debuff... Well, no, we only got sicknesses, so I'd rather just regular heal you at this point. So there is a lot of strategy involved, and the boss fights, I think, stand out very well in this game. Alright, I definitely got to dispel... Oh, you have to rest a turn. Damn it. Alright. Smack you with a axe. Alright. Plague. She's dead. Great. Mother, take my soul. Grim Reaper's gonna come down. And now she's dead all the time, right? No, she's not. If everyone dies, I think everyone's dead. But I can go and revive her if I am able to get out of this battle alive. The trailer says permadeath. Not so much. Alright, I think I have to go for... Yeah, let's do that. Because that's gonna kill us otherwise. Alright, let us try to smack you with an axe. We are in trouble. Hopefully that does some major damage. Effective. And there we go. He is dead. This is pretty much how the first run went, where one person died. And the over-explosions for no good reason for 20 seconds. Sort of a little bit too long. There we go. Alright, so I can't do anything with Ronan here. She's a ghost for the time being. Let us drink some potions, because we're going to need it on the trek back. What else did I get? Ooh, I got a cloak. That may be useful. Oh, I like that cloak better than the other one. Even the old gown of indifference. These modifiers in terms of the adjectives don't really make a difference from what I see. Alright. Ooh, bad hex of all magic. Ooh, that's actually really impressive. I'm actually going to take that from you. I'm going to ditch that because I know that doesn't do anything. Ooh. Is that better than your weapon right now? Oh, but that's from the back row, so that's not going to really... Well, that's really good, impressive for you, though. In fact, I'm going to give you that. Can I not give you that? Because, yeah, you're dead. Alright, whatever. Let's go. So we're going to make our way back to the town, and then I'll end this video. We'll see what we run into. So it is a nice little RPG, but honestly, there's nothing here that really stands out to me. Let's look beneath the egg. Oh, great, angry snakes, of course. We're being attacked. Okay, well. Snake. Again, the comedy is a good portion of this, and that comes into play in terms of how effective this game is going to be for you. I do find that some of the comedy is hit or miss, but even the random comedy does work in this case. I know I've complained in videos past about some of the bad random comedy that I've seen. On the flip side, this game does seem to have some good random comedy, where it's just like, it is somewhat appropriate. Like, snake. It's a snake. Alright, there we go. Loot down. We're gonna keep on going. Oh, we can only carry... You see, you always gotta manage this backpack. That's, unfortunately, a very problematic portion of this game, where you're always managing your backpack. You don't want to just throw things away. You can sell them, but on the flip side, you always feel like you have to deal with your backpack. Alright. Oh, a dog. Wolf bark. Pet the dog. I hear a thank you? The dog can talk? Alright, well, we got some experience for petting a dog. Cool. Wicked. Hardcore. No. What's this guy? You seem like a capable group. Would you mind helping out? I have to hunt down a troll for my quest and the rest of the group. I only got 2 people, but you know what? Let's help him. This may be a bad idea. Alright, axe to the face. Swarm of bees are down. And... trolling, use trolling. Again, comedy. I do like the comedy in this game. Alright, infested and sick. That's not good. That's not good at all. Troll is down. Hopefully Punchy can outlive this. Pinch. Alright. And we're gonna go for the kill here. There we go. So we helped that guy out. And I gotta take care of this again. This is annoying. This whole backpack portion thing, especially because you have to do it one at a time. And so it's just like, okay, go through every item, see what I need to do. Yeah. Okay, fine. Go. Dude, I do like the fact that the ghost is just like, doesn't even walk. It's just like floating. Thank you, brought Mr. Meow back. That's so nice to hear. Look what I found while I was playing. Alright, so we got no experience from that. The quickening pouch of the Phoenix, though. That could be useful. That sounds cool. Now, I need to go to the temple here. Get out of my way. Go to the temple. To revive... And I want to show you this because of the fact that the trailer said otherwise. Revive heroes. There we go. So there isn't permadeath in that sense of the game. When a hero dies, they can be brought back to life. Keep that in mind. Alright, so my overall opinion of this game is that it does need a little bit more time for me to make a full opinion on it. It's got the comedy portion of it down, and it's a basic RPG that you can put in the background, but is it worth $8.49 compared to some other RPGs you can play? You know, I could deal without it, but it may be for you. And if you like what you see here, then most likely you will like this game. Alright, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that you usually say at the end of YouTube videos that I haven't gotten, you know, around to perfecting yet. And I will see you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.